Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Evexia webinar series. Our topic for today is building complete client care plans with lab results. My name is Christopher Chu. I am the Director of Marketing for Evexia Diagnostics and will be your host for this webinar. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of being joined by exciting guests Evita, Basilio, and Brittany, Andrejcin, who will be our presenters for this webinar. Evita, a registered dietitian and nutrition content and partnership manager for That Clean Life, is focused on helping practitioners deliver client-centered care through personalized nutrition planning. Brittany, a business success coach, supports health and wellness pros in applying business strategies and optimizing their use of Practice Better so they can tap into unlimited possibilities and potential with their business. Without further delay, I will now turn the webinar over to Evita and Brittany.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Today, we're going to be talking you through how to build a complete client care plan with lab results using Practice Better and Evexia. So thank you so much for joining us, and let's dive right into it. A quick overview of our agenda before we get going here. We're going to be going through a few items today, including how you can order labs directly inside Practice Better. Practice Better is a modern EHR that allows you to run all aspects of your business in one place, how you can then interpret those lab results to inform your client care, involving your clients in their care, so making it collaborative so that they're involved with it, and then how to deliver everything together, so delivering a complete client care plan. Let's next get into some introductions. I'll do a really quick intro to myself. My name is Brittany Andrejcin, and I do a lot of these training sessions in Practice Better to show how you can make the most of your business using the platform and its tools and features. So always looking forward to sharing ways that you can kind of expand what you're doing or streamline things, optimize things through Practice Better. Evita, I'll pass it off to you for a quick intro as well.
And hi everyone, my name is Evita and I'm the Registered Dietitian at Practice Better and That Clean Life. That Clean Life is a nutrition planning software that's fully integrated with Practice Better, and I'm really excited today to show you how you can interpret those lab results and take them and transform them into a nutrition plan that you can fully integrate into Practice Better.
Perfect. We're going to turn off our camera so that we can focus on the slide deck. So let's go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get into the first item here. All right, so item number one, let's first talk about how you can order your labs directly through Practice Better. So to make this happen, there are a few simple steps you'll need to ensure you've completed. Once you've linked the two accounts in Practice Better, you can begin to order labs and receive results right within Practice Better. So first and foremost, ensure that you are signed up for Evexia. You'll also need to make sure that you have a Practice Better account. You can then link the two accounts using our integration instructions. So we have instructions to walk you through that exact process. Once you have done those two things, then you can start to order labs directly for your clients and receive the results for those tests directly within Practice Better. You can then use those lab results to inform your client care. You can share them with your client, annotate with them, and take notes. So you've got lots of different options all within one place. So to get started, you can head to the gear icon in the top right of your Practice Better window, select third-party integrations, and find Evexia Diagnostics under the lab section. You can hit the link button and proceed with the instructions to start to link those two accounts together. And then once you've done that, through the client record, you can navigate to the lab section. So you'll have a whole kind of menu here on the left-hand side in each client record. Once you're in that lab section, you can use this right in the bottom right-hand corner here, the red fast action button to start a new Evexia order. A pop-up will show up, allowing you to search for the labs of your choice. So you can simply click those, hit next, follow the prompted instructions, and then you have ordered those labs for your client. You can either charge the client directly for those labs, or you can take care of it and catch up with the client after the fact. So you've got a couple of different options how the actual payment is facilitated. And once you've ordered the labs and the client has taken the necessary action steps, it's time to review the results. Directly within your client's record again, you'll have access to seeing a summary of the results, including the lab's status and the actual results when they are ready. You can annotate, as I mentioned, or take notes and share the results with the client. So let's take a look at some examples of results and see what we can learn from them and apply what we've learned back to the client in Practice Better.
Thanks, Brittany. Let's take a look at your client's labs, starting with blood glucose. So here we can see that their fasting glucose is high, and then we can always use the hemoglobin A1C result to see their overall glucose trend for the past 3 months. This can indicate poor blood sugar control, leading to the risk or presence of diabetes, and we know that diet and nutrition plays a really big role here, so we'll note this down for creating our nutrition plan. Next, we'll take a look at the lipid panel, specifically for total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol impacted by fat in the diet and triglycerides related to the types of carbohydrates the client eats and, of course, exercise too. So all three here are on the higher end, where again, diet plays a huge role in lipid management. So we'll make note of that as well when we are creating the nutrition plan within That Clean Life. Next up, let's look at electrolytes. So we see an imbalance here indicating issues with blood pressure. And then we will move to the last panel, which is the food sensitivity test. So this is really the panel that's going to be key for when we're building out a client's nutrition plan. We can get really personalized here. We can see a couple of main food triggers for the client, specifically rye, millet, bacon, and corn. So we want to exclude these foods from the client's diet, and we'll see if there's any changes in their reactions. If you see any other foods in here, ingredients in here that you want to make note of to adjust for the client, you can also do that, and we'll implement that into That Clean Life's plan.
So there's so much we can take away from the labs that we're receiving directly in Practice Better that we've ordered through Evexia Diagnostics. So in addition to all that we've just learned by reviewing the results from Evexia, we can include our client in the next steps to ensure that what we put together works for their needs, their lifestyle, and their preferences. Now, there's a few different ways you can do that. You might want to have a one-on-one session with that client where you're discussing this in real time and taking notes and charting things that you're learning from the client anecdotally. That's going to help inform your client care plan. But you can also use tools that are a little bit more formatted and consistent, such as forms. So forms are a great way of learning about your client's lifestyle and preferences so that you can ensure that what you put together for the client's care plan, you can infuse their preferences amongst your professional advice. So with our custom form builder, you are able to capture any sort of information that you like and format it in a way that makes the most sense for the information you're collecting and for the client. So in this instance, this example on screen, we're taking a little bit of time to learn about their lifestyle. So what's their living situation like? Do they have cooking skills? Do they have, time to actually put meal plans together? Do they have dietary restrictions? What tools do they have in their kitchen? Do they have preferences or certain parameters around what they're eating that we need to be mindful of? So this is how we can really start to take our client care to the next level by starting to take what we've learned from a very tangible tool like the Evexia lab results, but pairing it with the client's preferences, their lifestyle, their needs, and blending them all together into one. So now let's put it all together as a complete client care plan and start with building a meal plan that we can then add into Practice Better later, and we'll start to do that with That Clean Life.
Thanks, Brittany. You made a really good point that it's not just taking the client's lab results and punching out a nutrition plan for them. It's also about really incorporating them into that process so that you can ensure the plan, whatever you create, is accessible and easy to follow for that client to ensure higher dietary adherence and ultimately better health outcomes. So utilizing your client's lab results, you can shape their personalized nutrition plan, and this is a real game changer for them to see results. And that's where That Clean Life can come into making this process super easy. So That Clean Life is a nutrition planning software for high-performance health professionals, and it makes it possible to provide the right nutrition plan for your clients in a really easy way, helping you to elevate that client experience, make your clients more successful, and also to grow your business. So with That Clean Life, you can create weekly meal plans with itemized shopping list, recipes, prep guides, and evidence. You can also make recipe books and meal planning guides and really deliver just a fun experience, an interactive experience for your clients. With That Clean Life, you get access to over 6,500 recipes with professional photography. It saves you from, having to hire a recipe developer, a food photographer, a recipe tester, spending hours on Google trying to find the right recipes that maybe you don't even know if you have the rights to republish, or working with a graphic designer to create your resources, adding up grocery lists and crunching numbers, trying to keep your plans balanced. We take care of all of this for you. You also get access to over 145 done-for-you plans, and these are for various dietary needs and medical conditions. So really, you have resources at your fingertips ready to go. We offer automation, so you can easily generate meal plans based on calories, macronutrients, or diet types. And everything you create is super easy to share with clients, whether you do that through a shared link or a PDF document. And I'm also really thrilled to announce that That Clean Life, like I mentioned, now integrates with Practice Better, which means you can embed That Clean Life meal plans, collections, or recipes into any client protocol or program to increase client success, engagement, and compliance. And this will take your guidance within Practice Better to an all new professional level that clients will love when you're combining those Evexia lab results, your That Clean Life nutrition plan, and Practice Better for that client engagement and interaction piece. So now let's build out our client nutrition plan based on those lab results by using our filters. So from our large recipe database, I mentioned over 6,500 recipes, you can narrow this down, find the right recipes within seconds using our filters. We have over 100 ways to filter recipes, such as finding items, recipes based on time, number of ingredients, cultural cuisine, cooking appliance, meal time, and meal type, dietary needs, allergies and intolerances, and specific protein options. You can also search for recipes based on ingredients you want to include or exclude, and nutrition like calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients. For better blood sugar control and lipid management, like we found in those clients' lab results, we can filter the recipe options down based on tags like low glycemic and Mediterranean to find low glycemic options that fit the Mediterranean diet lifestyle. And from there, we've got hundreds of recipes to choose from. I want to mention our team of professional recipe developers create, test, and photograph every single recipe so that you can save time and create plans with confidence. And this is also an ever-growing collection. So we add new recipes regularly to keep your clients engaged over time. Back to our filters. So we're finding the recipes. We really want to hone in the nutrition information. Remember those results, those high lipids and higher blood sugars. So we want to find recipes with more fiber to help with blood sugar control. And with that lipid management, we're looking for less saturated fat and cholesterol and more healthy unsaturated fats. And of course, we want to include that food sensitivity data results from Evexia. So we want to remove the following foods from the client's plan: rye, millet, bacon, and corn. So for corn, I've added the corn-free tag and excluded individual ingredients like rye, bacon, and millet. And from here, we can start creating our meal plan. When you click into any recipe within That Clean Life, you'll see the directions, notes, ingredients, the ability to scale a recipe up or down, nutrition facts and tags, and every recipe gets a dietitian seal of approval before it's published. A feature we recently released is AI Health Insights. So what this feature does is it uses AI to enrich every single recipe within That Clean Life with insights derived from each recipe's data. The insights are written in a way that helps your clients understand the why behind your nutrition recommendations. So this could include concepts like the importance of protein, the power of various minerals and vitamins. It also gives information of which ingredients might support heart health and much more. So this really empowers you with nutrition education associated with each recipe to really help your client understand the health outcomes, and it differentiates That Clean Life from other meal planning software. So as we add recipes to our nutrition plan that are low glycemic, Mediterranean, lower in fats, higher in healthy fats, high fiber, and excluding that food sensitivity data, the daily total nutrients, including calories, macros, and micros, update in real time. So that's creating a plan from scratch. But if you wanted to kickstart your meal planning process with a done for you option, like I mentioned, we have over 145 templates. So examples can be like our heart health based program, our plant-based heart health program, which focuses on dietary measures to help lower blood cholesterol, improve blood pressure, decrease inflammation, and reduce the risk of heart disease. So these programs feature heart healthy foods and take inspiration from the Mediterranean diet, the Portfolio diet, and DASH diet. So these would be an example of an awesome options to work with for your client who needs some help with their heart healthy recommendations. We also have options like low sodium and cholesterol programs, and we've got high fiber options. These are all done for you plans. And we've got consistent carbohydrate plans for blood sugar management as well. And the programs that follow the Mediterranean dietary pattern. So this is really helpful for that, managing blood sugars, heart health, and keeping those low sodium recommendations too. So tons of templates to choose from. Each template comes with a 7-day meal plan, recipes, and itemized shopping list, supporting scientific evidence, and a prep guide. And the plans are fully customizable to your client's individual needs and preferences, so we can update these templates to incorporate the client's food sensitivities. So we can just make a copy of it, exclude food sensitivities, and swap some recipes. Once a meal plan is created, you can really add your personal touch. If a recipe in the meal plan isn't the right fit, swap it out, replace it with something comparable. You can also mark recipes as leftovers, making it really easy for your client to cook once and eat multiple times. Going back to what Brittany mentioned, when that initial forum you work with your client, you want to ask them how many times do they want to eat leftovers, how many times do they want to cook in the week, and then create your plan accordingly. And you can easily drag and drop meals to organize the plan in any way that you want as well. And if your client prefers recipe collections, you can easily convert the templates or your meal plan into a recipe book instead of, having a structured plan. So you're just like sharing all the recipes within a recipe collection. Or you could even help them create their own meal plans where you create that recipe collection paired with a blank plan, and you teach your client how to do their meal planning all through That Clean Life. Which would be integrated with Practice Better. So whichever way you decide to create your personalized client nutrition plan, remember, you can deliver all of this within Practice Better. So really combining the 3 options of Evexia, Practice Better, and That Clean Life to give that complete care plan. Over to Brittany to show you how.
All right, so once we have that meal plan complete, we can begin to build the client care plan through the protocol feature in Practice Better. So this is the place where you can educate and provide resources, highlight foods to include, reduce, or avoid, include meal plans or recipe collections if you have that Clean Life integration. So everything that Evita just showed you, you can do within Practice Better in the protocols feature. You can build shoppable supplement protocols and include lifestyle recommendations. So suffice it to say that this is a really comprehensive spot to include all of your recommendations and everything that your client needs in one easy to access formatted place for your client. So start by creating a protocol template. That can be the framework to house your common recommendations, advice, and resources. And I find that this is especially helpful for the practitioners who have really kind of narrowed in on their specialization or their niche. Likely you are making similar recommendations. So rather than repeating work and having to repeat those same pieces that you're saying to every client, the template can house all of that for you. And then when you are working with a specific client and you've learned what their unique needs are that you want to include within the protocol to tailor it to them, you can simply create for client, select the client, and then make the necessary additions, edits, and customize for them. So here's a quick overview of a protocol. Remember, this is a place to educate, share resources, and formats. You can do things like add your text, different formatting, embed videos, audio, images, graphics. You've got a place here where you can add in nutrition recommendations. So whether that is highlighting your food recommendations, so foods you want the clients to include, avoid, or completely exclude. So this is even where somewhere you could plug in those AI health insights that you're learning from That Clean Life. You could add those in here alongside some examples to make it really tangible for the client. You can also embed That Clean Life nutrition plans, recipe collections in Practice Better. So you can see here, I've got the gut healing program for this particular example on screen, where the client has access to seeing the recipes, the ingredient list, the directions, everything that they need. You can include more than one if you want. So depending on how you want to format and organize things, you can absolutely add more than one. You've got a section all about lifestyle recommendations to make this feel really comprehensive and holistic for the client. A spot for supporting documents, should that be relevant. Supplement recommendations. So when you're working with supplements in Practice Better, when you deliver it to the client, it will come with this nice little supplement chart that they can see when they need to take what, when. So that's super helpful, making it easy for the client. And on screen here, you have a little picture of a smartphone showing you that the client can actually access this on the go. So they can access this through the Practice Better app. So super convenient if they want to come back to this protocol as a point of reference when they're out and about during the day, or maybe do something like access the recipe list while they're at the grocery store and actually purchasing the food items. So no more forgetting that paper list at home. It just means so much extra convenience for your clients. And after you've delivered that protocol, it's really important to ensure that the client has what they need to succeed. So, if we're looking at this kind of example of a client journey where we've maybe met with them, assessed their needs, ordered them labs, received those labs, learned from those labs, and informed ourselves with how we want to move forward, involved the client and how we want to ensure that it works for their preferences and their unique needs. We can put together those protocols and those care plans, but to make this feel really rounded and ensuring that the client has what they need for success, we have a whole host of other tools in Practice Better. So you consider how you want to offer ongoing coaching and support to enable that patient success. Things like checking in with a client through check-in forms or through our secure chat feature can go a really long way to make sure that they're on track with their plan and actually actioning what you've shared with them. Your clients can also use a feature called the Client Food and Mood Lifestyle Journals. So this makes it really easy to ensure that there is open communication and transparency between the practitioner and the client in seeing what the client is consuming, how they're moving, how they're sleeping, all different aspects of their lifestyle that you can then ensure that everything that you've suggested is working according to plan. And this is a great accountability practice for the client. You can, of course, meet with the client to discuss and ensure that everything is going well on their end and continue to reassess as needed. So whether that's through forms or, follow-up lab work to ensure that changes are taking place, all of this can be facilitated through Practice Better. All right, so that's it. This is a really brief overview on how you can use all of these tools together to create a really complete client care plan. So working with Evexia to order the labs directly within Practice Better, receive those labs, using that Clean Life to interpret those lab results and make something really tangible for your clients, and delivering it all within Practice Better so that you have a whole host of different accountability, support, and coaching tools right at your fingertips.
For any questions or issues you may have, please contact Evexia Diagnostics by email at info@evexiadiagnostics.com or by phone 5 days a week at extended hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time at 888-852-2723. Thank you, Evita and Brittany, for this informative presentation. Thank you again for joining us for this webinar event. Until next time, from everyone at Evexia Diagnostics and Practice Better, stay healthy, stay safe, and we wish you all the best on your pathway to wellness.